Survey of the season was taken earlier today up in the Sierra. A team from the California Department of Water Resources measured snow depth and water content at Phillips Station off Highway 50. Snow depth was at 116.5 inches. That is 170% of its historical March average for this location. The team says the numbers were helped a lot by those recent winter storms we've been getting. The Sierra snowpack supplies about 1/3 of all of California's water.
So with all this snow and rain in the past few months, it has put a big dent in our drought-thirsty reservoirs. Lake Oroville, now it's 73% full. Shasta has nearly doubled since October.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Our Bay Area watershed has also improved as well. And joining us now with a progress report, if you will, is Christopher Trito from East Bay Mud. Christopher, thanks so much for taking the time today. So where do we stand in terms of water levels for the reservoirs that serve East Bay Mud customers?
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of great progress with the rain and snow we've been receiving lately. Our total system storage is around 83%, and that leaves us room to fill as continued snow melt comes into the system. As the snowpack melts this spring, we'll be filling our reservoirs and should be at capacity.
So if we do continue with a wet March, and it looks like we got a busy weekend coming up and perhaps even a wet April, could the state actually be out of the drought completely?
Well, it's different region to region throughout the state. It's a large area, of course, but we're hopeful that we will be able to update our drought declaration in East Bay Mud as soon as April. We're waiting to coordinate with the state. There's still a state of emergency declared for the whole state, and East Bay Mud is trying to comply with that like everyone else. Luckily, it looks like our system will be in great shape this year, and once the state makes its announcement to adjust or to withdraw the emergency, we will make our adjustments within 30 days.
You talked about sort of saving room at your reservoirs as the snow starts to melt here. We have so much snow up in the Sierra, and you know, potentially more to come here. But we want it to melt at sort of the right pace, don't we? I mean, what are we looking for in terms of snow melt that would be ideal for us moving throughout the rest of this year?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the snow melt you can think of as a natural reservoir. It's frozen water there that's also almost like another lake in the Sierras, right? So as that melts this spring, it continues to flow into our reservoirs. And now we're in a time of year where we have a delicate balance of trying to, bring in as much as we can and hold it for drinking water, but also make systematic releases of water downstream to, prevent flooding, to, ensure flood control and safety downstream. So we have staff that are working on this very carefully and making adjustments day to day, week to week.
And we've all developed water conserving habits, to coin a phrase. Are you worried people will let those go a bit if we continue to get all the snow and all the rain?
Well, this is an opportunity to say thank you to our customers. We've seen about 32,000 acre-feet of water conservation over the past year and a half to 2 years. That's the equivalent of about what 130,000 single-family residences would use in a year. That's just in how much we've saved because people have stepped up and they've fixed those leaking sinks, those leaking toilets. They've cut down on landscape watering, all those things. And so while this is a tremendous relief to be, filling our reservoirs, we do hope that people will continue a conservation mindset. We've seen how quickly we can go from severe drought over the past few years to tremendous amount of rainfall and snow in a short time, but things can go back and forth quickly. And we just need to know that this is sort of where we are going forward. We need to continue to conserve overall. And while this gives us some respite from the immediate concerns, we hope that people will continue to practice the good conservation efforts they've put into place the past couple of years.
All right, so finally here, Christopher, I mean, does the fact that we have reservoirs that are full and we have, at this point, the water that we need, does this mean that East Bay Mud customers are going to see some relief in terms of the rates they're paying for water?
Well, as of March 1st, we removed our drought surcharge that was put in place last year to cover a number of drought costs, including purchasing supplemental water supplies from elsewhere, which is very expensive, treating that water and a number of other things that are related to the drought. So that is now stopped. Customers won't be charged any surcharge anymore. We will be developing our budget and rates for the next 2 years over the spring, and that process will be concluding around June. So we have that's a separate issue, but in terms of our drought surcharge, that is removed, and we're glad to do it.
Yeah, that's some good news for customers. Certainly, it looks like we're in a pretty good position, at least for right now. Christopher Trito from East Bay Mud, thank you for doing it. We appreciate it.